Too many Chicago public schools are under-resourced with little money for arts programs, but Chicago Lights at Fourth Presbyterian Church is helping to fill that gap through its Chicago Lights Dance Academy. To learn more about the program and its exciting summer dance intensive, let's welcome Cecily Washington, Director of the Academy. We also welcome two of the Academy's young dancers. Morgan Hinkle is a freshman at Jones College Prep, and Isabella Laborde is a 7th grader at Franklin Fine Arts Center. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Cecily, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit how this Academy got started.
So we had a big name change January 2016. Before that, we focused on performing and fine arts in the CPS schools. And so now we have an outstanding dance education program where we offer many different types of programming. One would be in school residencies during the school day, so we're a part of the school curriculum. The second program would be Saturday programming for those students who want to take their dancing to another level. Currently, we are focusing on ballet, the Vaganova technique. Our third program would be our point class that we're having every Thursday for those dancers who are at another level, dancers that have been with us for about 4 or 5 years now, to continue to challenge them, and our summer dance intensive.
And Morgan, tell me a little bit about your involvement with the Academy.
Well, I've been with Chicago Lights for, I'd say, 6 years now. So it's helped me grow as a person. There's a lot of growth and a lot of pushing you forward that goes into Chicago Lights. When you join dance, you have to sort of like gain a sort of confidence in yourself that you really need to start learning better. So you can't put yourself down, or you can't like, I don't know, go into it half-heartedly. You have to go through it, you have to be into it. You can't, this is something that I might want to do. You have to go through with it. So Chicago Lights kind of taught me that you have to be confident in your choices and confident in yourself, and that's how I'm getting this far.
Have you always wanted to be a dance performer? Or?
No.
So how did you get involved in it?
My mom.
We had a residency at her school, dance residency. So, and I just happened to be her instructor and saw some talent there and invited her to come to Chicago Lights.
Now, without this program, without that residency, many of these students probably would never have been introduced to dance. Is that right? Or?
That is correct. That is correct. So we bus the students from their communities. So we have 2 bus routes, and we stop at about 6 different schools to bring the children down to Fourth Presbyterian Church, where we have a new dance studio, sprung floor, ballet bars, everything. And new friendships are being formed from all these different parts of Chicago. Look at them, look at each other. I'm pretty sure they'll give you more information about that.
Yeah, and Isabel, tell me a little bit about your experience with the Academy.
Well, I joined almost 4 years ago.
And you're a 7th grader right now.
Yes.
So tell us about those first days that you were there.
My first days, I was very excited to start something new, but I was also very nervous. And I heard about it from my mom's close friend. She encouraged me to go through with it because she thought it would be something I'd be interested in. And as I continued to stay with the program, I really wanted to improve and see where it took me.
Tell us about some of the dances that you've been learning.
We have studied ballet, modern, flamenco, Mexican folkloric, jazz, musical theater.
So much diversity.
It is. It is very wide.
And how important is that?
It is so very, very important because I want them to be ready for the world. If they're going to be a professional dancer, that would be fantastic. Or they might just become future patrons. But because of having all of this dance, they're going to be able to have meaningful conversations. They're going to be able to learn more cultures and new friendships.
And how does it help in their schoolwork and in the classroom?
I'm glad you asked that. The in-school residencies, we focus on creating the whole child. So we use dance education as a catalyst for our in-school residencies. So we focus on the 21st century, and we focus on the 16 habits of mind. 21st century would be your communication, collaboration, creativity, those type of things that are going to help the 21st century learner. And then, of course, with the 16 habits of mind, being persistent, all these huge vocabulary words that, again, these young people are going to have to know. So we are building, again, the whole child and using dance education through that.
Awesome. Morgan, tell us how the Dance Academy and some of the dances that you've learned have challenged you.
So first I'm going to start with the most recent point. When we started, I was very excited, and then we got to the bar, and I hated it with a hot passion. But then I started learning more about it and why we were learning it and what was important. And I saw how it kind of just developed me outside of the dance studio. And I think if you can learn about the technique and you can kind of develop along with it, I think you'll be fine.
And Cecily, tell us a little bit more about the Summer Intensive. I know that's not the only program you have, but tell us a little more about that.
So the Summer Dance Intensive is a month long, and it is in the month of July. And we have about 5 to 6 hours per day, where we focus on about 3 different dance styles. And then at the end of the day, they learn choreography. So last year, we had about 12 different teachers who taught 12 different pieces of choreography. Again, from the ballet to the modern Catherine Dunham, commercial jazz, the Mexican folklore portion of it, the flamenco portion of it. I can go on and on and on and on, the musical theater, but all of those different styles.
And how could someone get involved with the Summer Intensive?
Well, go to our website, chicagolights.org. Go ahead and click under the Dance Academy. You'll see our applications for the 2018 Summer Dance Intensive. Sign up, and from there, a conversation is had with the parents, and we go from there.
Wonderful.
If we have space. So we have about 40 students.
Wonderful.
40 students every summer.
Well, Morgan, I know you're just a freshman in high school, but what are your plans for the future? Will you continue dancing?
I'll continue dancing for as long as I can. I don't think that I will go through with it. I do think it's an absolutely amazing part of my life, but I really want to be a writer or a scientist or architect, something like that.
That's awesome.
It's still art, but it's not dancing.
But do you feel the dance has helped you broaden yourself, and in what ways?
Before I started dance, I was really shy. I wouldn't talk to anyone above a whisper. I was really self-conscious about my body. I didn't feel good about myself at all. I think through dancing, I was able to express myself a bit more and to feel a bit more confident in myself. Like, I think one time I volunteered to say something to this really high up official, and I was really surprised when I came back down. I was like, ooh, I wouldn't have done that. I think that's kind of prepared me.
Definitely. How about yourself, Isabella? What are your plans for the future? Will you continue dancing?
Most definitely. I don't have my life that far planned out, but I definitely know that I want this to be a bigger step, like a career for me.
Cecily, Morgan, and Isabella, thank you so much for joining us and sharing more about your performing arts experiences. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Anne Marie Gerhardt for Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries. Keep the faith.